Hello, my name is Peleg Israeli. I'm the general manager at Bidalgo, and today I've come here to talk to you about creative performance on Instagram. So, for those of you who don't know, Bidalgo is a technology-based advertising company, and basically, we've built a technology and a platform that helps results-driven marketers reach high-quality user acquisition at a very large scale. A little bit about us. We've been around for the last 6 years. Our headquarters is in Tel Aviv. We have offices in San Francisco, about 55 employees. We're both a Facebook and an Instagram marketing partner, and we offer a fully managed solution and a self-serve platform to the world. And just one last thing you should know about us is that we're very, very data centric, very focused on the numbers. And you'll see that throughout this presentation about how we take our love for the numbers and explain how we do great creative, how the technology helps us with it, and actually how everything comes together. Before I begin, I wanted to thank a handful of our clients that have allowed us to share the great work we've been doing together and actually help you guys learn a bit and understand everything we've done on Instagram with these clients. So let's begin. When we think about Instagram, we're back in late August when Instagram was opened up as an advertising platform to the world. We were very, very excited about all of this. We were announced as Instagram partners. We looked at this as a huge opportunity for us. But at the same time, we did think of this, we did see some kind of a challenge here where you can see photos like the one in front of you. Instagram is obviously an amazing place for brands where you can create visually stimulating images, very creative, artistic stuff that the big brands can really engage their users with and speak and have meaningful conversations with their consumers. But at the same time, our clients are direct response marketers, and we asked ourselves, is there a place for direct response marketing in Instagram? How will the Instagram user that's so used to seeing this kind of imagery respond to ads that are looking for very, very clear call to actions and immediate response? And we tackled this in many, many ways. And what I wanted to do today is take you guys through the journey that Bidalgo went through in actually cracking the creative DNA of Instagram for performance marketers or direct response marketers, and take you a bit throughout our learnings, the way we went through, and how we actually achieved our clients' goals. So from the get-go, we actually took a very simple approach. We said we're very experienced in Facebook user acquisition. We've been doing it for a couple of years. Let's add a bit of creativity to the mix, Instagram being a creative and artistic platform, and we'll end up with good Instagram user acquisition strategy. And our first steps in doing that was actually looking at what we've been doing great on Facebook. So here's an ad that we created for Wizard of Oz slots by Zynga. And you can see here a great ad with Dorothy, a very well-known character, in the front of the ad on the background of a slots machine with a big call to action button in the middle. And we said, okay, this ad had great success on Facebook. How would Dorothy look like on Instagram? And we got this, a silhouette of Dorothy Toto standing on the yellow brick road. And we looked at this and we said, this is classic Instagram material. We then moved on to one of the leading social casino apps, Heart of Vegas by Product Madness. Now this character here is from one of their games, More Chili. He's a great character that users respond to very well. This ad has been working very well on Facebook, and we asked ourselves, how would this character look like on Instagram? And this is what we got, a bit of a retro look that gives it the, I don't know, fashion point of view of an image. Finally, we did the same for Lucky Play Casino, AGS Interactive, and we all know that people on the internet are obsessed with cats. Cats basically drive the internet. So what we did is we took a cat, put some cool sunglasses on him, put the product in the background, and this ad had great results on Facebook. And then we took it to Instagram. And this is what we got. We actually zoomed in on the cat's eye, put the slots reels within the eye. I know you guys are thinking this is a bit creepy, but at the time we looked at it as very creative material that will resonate well with the Instagram users. So now that we see these three images, how do you guys think they performed? So they didn't perform so well. All of these images generated a very high CTR. Users were reacting very well to them. They found them interesting, they found them artistic, they found them something that is engaging, and they want to see what happens next. But at the same time, after users were clicking on these ads, they were not installing the app. The install rates were very, very low. And when you come to think about it, it makes sense because looking back at this, we feel that we kind of forgot some of the fundamentals of direct response advertising. It's not very clear what the user is going to get or where he's going to end up when he clicks on one of these ads. So as interesting as they may be and as appealing as they may be to an Instagram user, at the end of the day, they may also be misleading because it's not clear what product we are trying to advertise to them. So it was very clear to us that we need to change direction or pick a new direction in order to crack this. And in order to do that, we went into very, very deep research. We asked ourselves, hold on, this is a new platform. What is Instagram? Why do users go to Instagram? What is it that they do on Instagram? What state of mind are they in? What are the different things that they're looking for in Instagram? And all these questions were answered throughout our research. The first thing that we noticed is that users were going to Instagram for inspiration. They're looking to be inspired, they're looking to inspire one another. Users are actually sharing the world's moments with beautiful imagery. The next point that we noticed is that users are actually sharing their interests on Instagram. There are communities talking about endless amounts of different hobbies, topics, things that they're interested in, and Instagram is actually a place where people share their passion about a specific interest, whether it's beauty products, fashion, extreme sports, baking, or whatnot. This is the place to have conversations about what you're interested in. And finally, celebrities. We notice that users are constantly following celebrities, looking at what they're doing. It's kind of like a sneak peek into the life of people that we're interested in and are sharing their daily moments, although we don't know them. And obviously, it can be athletes, it can be movie stars, it can be anyone who is famous and we're interested in, and these celebrities are engaging their fans on Instagram. The last point that we noticed through our research, which was very, very interesting, is that Instagrammers have a language of their own. They've actually defined a new lingo. They're talking to each other with hashtags. Within this new lingo, they have trending sentences of words. You can see some examples of the recent trending sentences or words on Instagram here. But basically, this gave us a lot of insight into how consumers are actually using the platform. What's interesting to them, what's not, what do they feel positive or negative about, and many, many things can be learned from analyzing how users are communicating with one another on this platform. So coming off of all this research, we understood that the next step is going to be a big leap forward, and we actually took all of this into our technology. So we've done a lot of research, we came forward with a lot of great ideas, but at the end of the day, all of this needs to be tested. This is where technology kicks in. Our technology actually allows us to create hundreds or even thousands of campaigns at the same time. After we create them, we very quickly A/B test all ads against each other, or all different creatives against each other and against different audiences, and we make we're actually trying to understand which creatives resonate well with which audiences. We aggregate all the data points along the way, whether it's upper funnel metrics, lower funnel metrics. All of this is taken into account in a very good decision-making process that's done by a machine much more efficiently than a human being can do. And obviously, all of the conclusions are very quickly implemented back into our media buying strategies and our campaign management. So just to show you a bit of how this looks, We can see two great ads here by Marvel Puzzle Quest, a great game. And we can see the ad on the left-hand side had a much higher CTR than the one on the right-hand side, while the ad on the right-hand side actually had a much higher install rate. Now this is a daily conflict or dilemma that a media buyer will face. The metrics are not aligned, they're conflicting with one another, and the question is which of these ads perform better. So eventually the ad on the right-hand side performed better, but our technology allowed us to recognize and identify this at a very early stage and actually push this ad as opposed to spending the majority of the budget on the ad that showed very good upper funnel metrics, but at the end of the day was driving a lower CPI. Another place where technology can help us is an example like this. This is a campaign we ran for Star Trek Timelines, and you can see here we asked ourselves the simple question of, do characters or battleships or starships perform better in this carousel format? Or even if we want to go deeper into another level, what is the correct order to show these characters or starships in order to get the highest user engagement? These are all questions that technology can actually help us answer. So just to summarize what I've talked about up until now, every new opportunity at Bidalgo is pretty much treated with the same process. And I want to teach you guys or share with you a bit about this process. We start out by doing research. We want to understand the platform, the opportunity, the users, what state of mind they're in order to be communicated with properly. Coming off of that research, we come forward with ideas, creative ways to stand out, how we are going to attract the users given we understand their state of mind. Once we have these ideas, we begin the testing. We need to understand what works better and what doesn't. This is where our technology helps us make good decisions in a financially efficient way. And obviously, these conclusions need to be implemented into our next batch of creatives, into our next campaigns. And this is a cyclical process, especially on a platform like Instagram, where trends are constantly being updated, things are changing, and we need to always be doing this cycle. So just to show you a couple of examples of how we did this, we talked about Instagram being an artistic platform. We talked about the fact that people are doing very creative stuff there, whether it's drawing, painting, all these different conversations that we recognized are happening there. And that's where we made a very nice ad for Zynga Wizard of Oz Slots, which was taken from the consumer insight that their target audience is interested in drawing or sketching. Photography is a huge subject on Instagram. Endless pictures or posts that we can see. People are taking photos of one another. People are taking photos of each other, taking photos. This is a very, very, very big topic, and we kind of took a humoristic approach on that, where we took a guy and showed an ad where he's actually taking a selfie of himself, but actually he's playing a game. Or on the right-hand side, you can see these three girls have asked someone to take a picture of them while he's actually playing his sports app at the same time. Instagram is also a place to have conversations about different subjects like the stock market. We see many people following trends, following the stock market, trying to understand what's going on Instagram. And we took that approach into a campaign we did for a social trading platform. And here you can see how we took this beautiful product, put it on the New York skyline or the New York Stock Exchange, or even just a blurry artistic skyline. And these type of ads resonated very well with the Instagram users. We talked a bit about celebrities early on. So superheroes are definitely one kind of a celebrity, whether it's the Batman vs Superman movie, the different characters that we all know from Hollywood or comic books or endless publications. And you can see here some great examples from Marvel Puzzle Quest, how one of the well-known characters is standing out in front of the ad on the background of the product or game itself, or just showing some great characters with a big logo of the game, making it obvious that we're advertising a game, but it's going to have your favorite characters in it. sports obviously also something that gets much traction and recognition on Instagram. You can see here some great examples from top 11 of how on the left-hand side the coach is actually kind of planning his game next to his drawing board on the iPad. You can see within the cup of coffee there's actually a soccer or football ball shaped in milk. On the right hand side, you can just see a great screenshot or app shot of the app itself on a bar with some guys in the background, a very natural environment for this kind of game. But the moment where we really cracked it and felt that we made a big breakthrough is where we really understood how the Instagram users are consuming the platform. So throughout our research, we found endless photos where users are actually taking pictures like the ones you can see here. And basically what this taught us is that people are sharing their unique point of view of the world and showing how the world looks like from their eyes or from their mobile phone, from all of these random and amazing places. And this kind of conversation was happening all the time. We asked ourselves, hold on, how do we take this type of communication and adapt our advertising and creative strategy to this kind of user? And to be more specific, we said, how would Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz look like if she was sitting on her living room couch and playing her favorite slots app? And this is what we got. Dorothy with the ruby slippers enjoying another day on her living room couch. Now this ad performed very, very well for us. And you know, looking at it now, I think it's quite obvious why. It has a very, very strong creative idea behind it. You can see that Dorothy is actually playing the product. The product is right there in your face. You can understand what she's doing. The background is constantly changing. You can see it on the background of a casino. You can see the different levels in the games. These are all very relevant environments for the user. And there's a huge logo of the Wizard of Oz slots that it's very clear what the user will get. So not only did these ads create a very high CTR, but also users who clicked on this ad installed the app and knew exactly what they're signing up for. So just to wrap things up, I want you to take three main points from this presentation. The first is you have to do your research. When you go onto a new platform, you have a new type of user, there are new rules of engagement, you need to understand who the user is, what state of mind they're in, why they're consuming the platform, and once you do that, you need to adapt your creative strategy to that. The second point is that creative performance is the basis of user acquisition. You need to create something unique, something different, stand out. Don't do more of the same. After you understand your audience, try to really communicate to them in a way that's meaningful to them. A strong technology will help you do this with financial efficiency and without spending all day on setting up different A/B tests and just managing the testing process. And the last point is don't give up. It takes time to crack these types of things. You need to be patient. You need to give it many chances. I showed you the journey we went through. We didn't crack it at first, but at the end of the day, once you do crack it, the size of the prize is huge. So we're going to finish with a short quiz just to see if you were listening. We have two great ads here for Zynga Wizard of Oz slots, both around the fashion genre, which is very, very well associated with our target audience here. And I wanted to ask you, which of these ads do you believe performed better? So the ad on the right-hand side performed better. As beautiful as the left one is, the one on the right has a very fashionistic look and feel to it. It's very relevant to the target audience, but at the same time, within the sunglasses, you can see the slot machines, you can see the product. It's very clear what we're advertising, and this had a better result. And one last chance for those who didn't get this right, you can see two ads here. One of them has a very trending sentence, keep calm and follow the yellow brick road, very relevant to the game. The other one has Toto playing his slots app. Which of these ads do you think performed better? Animals and product has to work. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and that's it.